you at? Living la vida loca. All right, we are in it. In it to win it, as they say. All right, so we're going to try finishing up what I was working on last night. Looks like I have to update that soon. It's probably in my animation player. Yeah, on animation reset. So I think we'll do that really, really quick. I don't know exactly what the problem would be in there. Okay, that's the problem. So I thought I would just be able to do that, but so it looks like this is all busted. Oh, okay, here we go. And I think, yeah, so we just have to do just be like, oops, parent, right? Does that work? No? Slash screen. Okay, that looks like it works. Let's test it out. Can't see a damn thing. Oh, okay. No, these don't look right. Can I just like... Man, I don't want to have to redo it. Let me look at something that has a working animation player. I just need to see what the... Wait, where is it? No, not in Screen Fresh. So player info card has it. So window. So these are based on the top, and so it should just be in Screen Flash. It should just be the like this. That gives us what, a viewport container? Can I just do color? I don't get that. Let me try. This is what we need to do. Do modulate, right? Or now color. Oh, we just type Screen Flash. All right, let's try that. There we go. So now these should work. All right, cool. And we just have to go in here. That happened because we changed up the GUI. And so we just want to trash this. Not a big deal. Sometimes these things happen. Oops. There we go. So we should be good. That'll start. Players hit. And we're going to be in here probably a little bit later today when we're adding spell effects and maybe healing effects as well. This will kind of be the baseline for those. So let's close some of these. Don't need you right now. So let's hop in the battle and just get kind of acclimated to where we left off. So we get that. Targeting looks good. Now we just have to handle what we do with that targeting. But it's so seamless now that we have these menus set up. And but you know what? We want to keep the item menu open. I'm not sure why. Oh. Okay, so what we're going to do is go to bottom, or wherever we have the items. And this is going to be not hide on focus exit, but we do have to and this is something I should probably like expand my menu for, but I think for now we're just gonna do like manually hiding it. So anytime we go to, we focus on options buttons, we're gonna hide not just items description, but we're gonna hide items that I don't know if we actually need that. Let's try and run it without it. So, all right, that's what we want, right? Although I'm not getting, we're not able to go backwards now. Why is that? Let's see. That's a weird thing there. Let's see, if I put that back, am I able to exit out of the items? No, okay, so it's not from that, it's something else broke. And so I think it's just in, when we go back a menu level, we need to add some kind of fix. Let's see if it happens with spells as well. So it does, but we have to manually hide that. So anytime, we just do that. And so when we go back, let's look at this. We want to check how we're doing that input. I think that's fine. Yeah. Go back one level. And I think just for now, we're going to print that. And we're going to rerun it. See what's going on. So I'll try spell. So that's functioning as intended. Attack. Oops. No. I'm going to go item. Okay, I think we're good now. We just needed to manually. Oh no. When we go back from info cards, we can't do that. So when we advance, let's try printing menu levels. I also, this is not. I don't want to do that every time. Let's see what we get. Items player info cards. So here, if menu level is empty, we should be doing that. Going to the top menu. So it's something to do with when we go to targets, right? The player info cards. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to print menu levels at the top here. Let's see if it's an issue with that. So when we go back, okay, so player info cards is not getting removed. So we're popping the back. Well, no, we're printing it before. We need to print it after. That's why. So it should just say items menu, right? It's getting emptied. Weird. Okay, let's take a look at that. So we go back. Where the heck is this? Go back one level. So we have 2 in it here, right? Then we have 1 in it. So if menu level's size is greater than 0, right? We're gonna pop the back. If it's empty, oh, don't think we want to be doing that. We're going to do back. I'm surprised that wasn't making noticeable errors before. Yeah, that looks good. And I wonder when we think I'm just going to comment these out. These are good to have on the road. Oops. And I think what was it when we focus on options? I just, for my own edification, I want to see if this works without the manual hide. No, it doesn't. So we do need that. That's fine. So if we save that and I go to items right now, we're good. Okay, so we're in good shape to add the functionality for these. And like I said yesterday, I wanted to start with spells, but I think items will probably be a little bit easier. And both of my players can use items right now, so we want, when we pick a target, like when I'm hitting accept, we want to create that event. So we need to go down to items button pressed, and no, sorry, we have to go to players pressed, and I gotta find my players. Where are they? At the top? Player info cards, that's what we call it now. So we're gonna do we need focused? I think we just need pressed for now, at least. And the button. And so we press that and we want to create the event. And so I need to look up at, actually no, when we do this, when we do add event, and we get to pick the target. All right, so the target would be, we did like use that button index actions item. Is that a thing? I gotta look at my actions. Item spell. So we have that player is fine, and we're just going to do, it's going to be button.get index, but we're going to do globals.play party button index. So we're going to grab whichever info card we're on, whichever player that is. And so now if I use a poison apple, do I have to call something to go to the next event? Yeah, we excuse me. Let me look at, we have to find where we're calling it. So we go to next party member, right? And so we can test that now. And so you are going to use a poison apple. So it defaults, oh, that's interesting. Right, it defaults, since it's an offensive item, it defaults to enemies. So we need a way to, like if I press up, we want to go to the this top menu, right? It's a little bit tricky. We also need we also need, when we press on the enemies button, we need to see actually what action we're doing. And so I think we're just going to have an action as an int on. And so anytime we click on one of these, we're going to set that action. And we do the same thing, but here, items. Really, we could probably use that instead of item state, but for now, we'll keep that. And so now we do action. And so this works with spell or item now. I think really we'll figure that out in a sec. So we have the action. You know what? Yeah, let's get rid of that action. To just copy that. And that's fine. That's fine. And then we can delete that item state. Delete this. We don't need that anymore. We could just make sure each action is reset. I don't know if it's really needed, but. And then get rid of these. That simplifies things. So now anytime we call add event, oh, I gotta be careful. We have action overlapping. So we just do p action. Set enemy actions. That's fine for now. That's fine. Here's where we need to use action. So it'll use whatever stored action we have. And that looks good. I think we're in the clear there. What's the problem with this error? Oh. So we're going to do, I think, underscore action. And we're going to do that. I don't see anywhere else that we're calling that in there. So that should be fine. But so the main thing that I'm probably going to need is to be able to jump focus here. And so I think we're going to have to manually enable focus on that. So that's going to be when we pick an item. Which I think, by the way, it's okay. It's a little repetitive, but we're also going to do player stuff. Does that work? That's a, yeah. So I really want to clean this up. I hate how repetitive it is. If action or spell and spell so if it's offensive, else. I just delete that crap. That should work. Otherwise, we're going to do. Now I think. Oh man. Little tricky. Because I think by default they are disabling focus, auto disable focus. So we might And we can just kind of override that for now. So maybe we don't do that. And so we just handle that manually. Items button focused. Or no, I'm sorry, not items. It's enemies and player info cards. We do that. That looks good. And I think we'll see how that functions. But if it goes to plan, I should be able to bounce between the two. So like we choose a spell. Oops, let's do an item. Action item. Is that one? Little typo maybe. So okay. So if I press down, we should go to green slime. All right, that looks good. But then it's auto disabling up there, which is weird because I don't have that enabled. So maybe we need to look at our menu code. Menu. Auto disable focus. Turn. That, I think that just needs to be in there. Let's give that another shot. So I go down and oh, it's so nice when things just work. Yeah, the offset change, I think we need to rotate. We need a lerp rotation. And then I go back here, but we just have to manually, every time we go to, every time we focus on, we're just going to do it on, not in there, in battle. Every time we focus on an item button, I think we'll just do it up here when we go back one level. We're going to do I think we're going to do for current menu. We're going to do current. And if current menu is items, we are going to disable focus on player info cards or players. Disable focus. And we want to do enemies. And that looks good. So I think that's the logic we need. So if I do item apple, we can go up and down. If we go back, I can't focus, right? I can't leave this menu because these are now disabled focus, but we can go back, right? So that's pretty intuitive. I like that. So now we need to dictate what happens when we call that. And I think we need to do, actually, I think we need to move the enemies button down. That's, we want this near the player info cards. And I might, just for posterity, do that. And that's, I think we actually need to do we're going to do in add event, we're going to do here. So it's going to be if key action equals actions dot defend. Actually, no, sorry. So it's going to be from dot defending equals. So we're always setting that based on the action. We do have to change this. Modify to work with diff enemy types. Because right now it just picks from any of the enemies, regardless of what you choose, I believe. So we don't want that. Technically, we could just throw that down there. So action, it's only ever going to be the player selecting an enemy with this code. We don't use button right now. We do use it here. From the info cards, players attacking that party member. Yeah, so I think we have to add in here, we have to add a check for the action. So we have attack, we have defend, actions.item, actions.spell. And so we're just basically going to copy like this kind of logic. And we might want to check this at the end of any of these. Maybe except for there. Or, you know, we'll keep it past for now. So if 2 is defeated, really? Why didn't all these? That's weird. Oh yeah, we're not using those right now. So misplaced if. Is it because it's in the match? Yeah, I got it. So that looks better. I think that can stay. So actions, we're going to do this too. So it's going to be, we're going to need one of these. Oh, crap. We need to send through the item or spell. And so that's going to be do it's going to be spell, and it'll just be a resource. So we need it to be either one, and it's going to be item if action. Oops. Action stuff. Item else spell. Let me just send that through. So we're only ever going to be using that. I guess we could technically attack. So we have to update. For now, we'll just keep it like that. Add event. Spell resource. And so event Q needs item spell. And then we have to look at how. Oh, we're running. That's why it broke. We just need to make that null by default. So when we advance the event queue, now we have access to that. We can use it down here. From name. We also need, I think we want to remove it. We want to use that item. Does that require a target? Maybe we just remove it. No, we can use it there. That should be all right. No, we're going to change this to an index. I'll show you why in a sec. I mean, you'll see why as I'm working on it. So we want that to be that. And bear with me. So we need to save that actually up here. So, and then when we press on here, yeah, because we're setting the description, so we're already getting that. We might as well do it here. And let's do it this way. So you clear that. Here we're just using the name, that's fine. Get some fresh air in my brain, my lungs for my brain. So the reason I'm doing that is because we need to call use item, and that's going to depend on the index, because we might have multiples of that same item in the inventory, and so we need that index. So now when we advance, what we're going to do is it's going to be like this. I think it's going to be from.use item. It's going to be from.inventory.get item by index. And then we can do, which reminds me, this needs to be underscore, because we don't want it to overlap. And use item, we're just using one. And we need a target, right? Oh, that's get item by index. So we're using the item, then we put that there. We might, let's do for our item to clean this up. All right, so we grab the item, we want to use that item. Int doesn't match. Oh, we're just using the target. Let's be 2. We really need to return really this needs to be, oh man, because we don't have any way to get the damage unless we do like I could do something like 2 equals 2.hp, and then it's going to be like from uses be item, oh, dang, what in the item dot name plus on it's going to be 2 dot name. Am I missing something? Oh, and this is going to be 2 dot name plus. Let's do 2 new health. And so we calculate that after we use that item. Equals 2 dot, that can be 2 previous health minus, no, 2 dot HP. But we need to calculate the damage. We don't really need their new health. Equals 2 dot HP minus 2. So current HP, if it goes down, yeah. We're going to copy that and just change. When we get to that, so it's going to be change it. Okay, do those. So we need to check. I might actually. Oops. Let's do that. I'm going to split this up. Calculate that, and then do if to. It's going to be 2 HP change less than or equal to 0. Then we're going to do this. Takes string absolute something like that. Else healed for since we're doing that, we don't need to call absolute because it's going to be a positive. Ability is going to be pretty much the same thing. Which makes me think we should do something like this. No, I'll figure out the reusability later. Uses the spell, but this functionality is not there yet. Let's see if we can use an item and see if it works. So we're going to use a poison apple on llama, and then tofu is going to. Okay, we gotta fix that. So llama, that works. Llama for 1 HP. Now tofu's thing didn't work because something, I don't really know what happened. So llama's going to heal llama, You, for some reason, when you it broke before, break that time. Oh, how Llama's thing broke, but Llama, you're going to defend. We should check if to and from match. So we do advance event queue down here. We're going to check target equals so if equals 2, else it's going to be 2.1. And oops, I have to work. So now if I use an item on myself, like if like the calling person uses it, it's going to say llama uses an app on themselves. Right? And then we can also, you know, like depending on the item type, we could have a use verb, which I think is going to be really cool. So if we go to item, I think we could probably have like call this use verbs. It's going to be an array. So I have like beats something like this. Drinks, throws. I'm just kind of sketching this out. And actually, no, yeah, let's do the spaces. So then what we can do is export use verb. It's going to be a string, and what we want to do is maybe array, or no, we just do use verbs, and that should work. Oh, does that work? Really? I can't do that. Does it have to be in a noon? Whatever, we'll just do noon use verbs. No, that doesn't work either. Let's see. We have eats, drinks, throws. Use verbs. Okay. So that's fine. Now we're going to need a function get use verb string. So it's going to be it's just a dictionary, so I think we have to do keys. Just see what happens. I'm going to do this actually. And in battle, it's going to be this. Save that. Alright, I'm not totally confident in that, but keys, did I mean keys? Oh yeah. We're also we have to hide the item menu here. Let's do alright. Oh no. That doesn't make sense. It only makes sense if it's them using it. We might have to get more complex than this. We'll have to have, like, if it's on themselves, we do, you know, llama eats apple, right? But if it's not, we would do like llama gives tofu an apple and tofu eats it, right? So I'm going to make a note. I don't really want to tackle all of that right now. So more detailed item use text that varies based on target. So e.g. Like llama eats apple. E.g. llama gives tofu an apple. Tofu eats it. You know, something like that. But so for now, we're going to keep it simple. And we're just going to have, oi. That's fine for now. And basically, I just need to make this reusable. But for now, we're going to copy and paste it and just change out item to ability. And it's going to be abilities. Do what is it? Item or spell index. Usability. Ability from uses ability.name on them. And that all looks good. We might do a check. We need to do a check if, like, for a revive too. And for item usage, i.e., if revive and player not dead, spell fails. There's nothing. That can come later. But I think for now we have the functionality. And so, like, if we, let's use a poison apple on green slime, and then tofu is going to cast fire on green slime. And before I go any further, what's a good next do. Let me see where else we're calling that. Is it just one options button focused? Yeah, we need that too. Let me save. I'm going to reload because I want it to look right. So, tofu or llama, you're using a poison apple. Tofu, you're going to cast fire. And that works so well because abilities, there are a lot of eyes in there. Not only do you have to dot your eyes, but you have to use your eyes. Okay. Uses revive on bat. That takes 0 damage. I don't know why I don't type. Index type on base nil. Okay. Not abilities. Are we sending through? Right, we set this only up here. So what we need to do is, I think, do item and spell. And really we can do let me see. Item or spell item. Print item.name else. Oh no, sorry. Yeah. So I need to see why these aren't lining up. Alright, so it's not even calling. Oh, because that was on the enemies. Oh, well, that's an issue. If actually, okay. It's null. Then we do if actually. Let me copy this. I'm gonna do really I should make that a function, but whatever. So now we're actually sending that through when we pick that. We're gonna check what? Oh, it needs to be the index. Just do item spell. Oh yeah, we're not even using that anymore. All right, we change it to index, and we do want to print. I take it back just for debugging right now. We're gonna leave that in. Although it will crash if we try to do anything other than use an item or spell. Alright, so yeah, we don't. That's not good. When we go to options, that we need to disable that. Like when we go back a level. So I don't know how that's happening there. Let me see. Go to next party member. Because you're just clearing it. Reset and go to events. We have to do this either way. That was just a little bit out of place, so let's go back to it. Looks good. Fire. Yeah. Still crashing. Random enemy data. Okay, this is incorrect. Because that can return null, so we do if 2 not equal. Actually, yeah, I'm a little bit. Okay, that's fine. Battle enemy. Oh, shoot. Here's what we do. Easy fix. Let's do that. Enemy. We're going to do enemy.data. And else. I mean, I guess. Else 2 equals null. Let's whoop this bat. I got a poison apple for you and some fire. Okay, bat attacks. Tofu uses fire on bat. Bat takes 16 damage. Bat is defeated. Victory. Everything works. Looks good. It's going to reload. And our inventory and NP should be, maintained. But we have multiples of these. It's just not showing. So that's all right. All right. We have spells and items working. Very nice. We can clean all that up. Let's see. Do that. What's this error? Item or spell index. This needs to be P item or spell index, right? And that should be good. Maybe I'll make some notes. So battle. Battle text. Effect time. New battle. So I think we're going to work on that for fire, and maybe to show you what I'm thinking about. we'll pull up I don't want the backgrounds. We want, there are videos that go through, like it runs through all of the effects, but we'll look at, let's go here. Oh, this is funny. That's me. Yeah. Wow. That's funny. Back when I used Game Maker. Yeah. So we don't want the battle backgrounds. We just want to go to Earthbound. Honestly, this website, I can't stand those kind of ads. These video ads drive me nuts. And like I hit X, but it stays. What are there multiples of these? Like it's insane. Okay, like get that window out of here. It makes me not even want to come to this website. All right, I was really zoomed in too. So I'm looking for like this kind of stuff, like fire. This is when the enemy casts fire, so it's like emanating from them, right? Like how cool is that? Right, this like line of fire, and that's like psh, psh, psh. So that could be interesting to riff off of. This is when we use it ourselves, so it's emanating from us, right? So it's bigger at the start, and then we can kind of see, right? It goes away, and there's kind of like a reverberation, and then burr, burr, burr. So, like I might just do. I think these are going to be full screen. Maybe not. Maybe we'll do like half the screen or 1/3 of the screen. Let's try half. So we're going to make a new canvas in here. And so it's going to be same width, but we're going to do, what is that, 90? Yeah. Everything else looks good. And so we're going to be working with multiple frames. But I'll wait on that. So a basic fire. Okay, what are we thinking? It's just going to be like a line, right? Actually, maybe we're going to use this. And we kind of want it to be centered. Are there any kind of way to get a guide? Grid? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that doesn't really help. Not for this. We don't want the grid. So we do it this way. So width would be 320. Height would be 45. That's a cheap little hack right there. We also, it does print out in the bottom left where we are. So I'm thinking we just go like this. All right, so that could be our first frame of fire. I might even double that. It's a little tricky working with such a wide canvas here, as you can kind of see. So yeah, we got 4 pixels there, and then we add a new frame. And no, I'm sorry, it has to be thicker at the beginning. And so I'm just gonna kind of eyeball. That's about right. And I can check this. So we've got 8 pixels there and 8 pixels there. All right. So the second frame is going to be less. You can kind of see where we're headed with that. And I think the next frame, empty frame, we're just going to like, actually, oh man, this is really lagging. Like so bad. Oh boy. Okay, maybe let's try closing stuff. I don't know, maybe it's because we're streaming, it doesn't like it, I don't know. It seems a little bit better. No, it's really laggy. Here, what I wanted to do, if this thing would not freeze up on me, I'm just gonna like start moving. And so I'm doing the 3 on each side. So I'll play it. Probably need to slow it down a bit. Of course, why wouldn't I be able to select all the frames? So we're gonna do like 300. And now we can play it. And this is just a rough draft. It's, maybe I'll go in 4 there. Or 5, if I could count. Might be a little bit aggressive to take out, but... Oh no! That's the problem. I'm not even gonna do. That's alright. We need to make a new frame off of that. So we did 3 first. See, I got ahead of myself. And I guess that's good now. And I think we have to speed this up. Went a little too slow. Let's try 200. And here, I think that we're going to do another frame. And I think we're going to like... Why does this look off? Oh, because vertically it's not. Okay, yeah, so we're going to grab it like this. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And maybe I come in here. It's not what we want. I'm going to save this for now. We're going to do effect fire. We're going to close this out, reload. Oh, you know what it might be? Running that shader. Let's turn that off when we're not. And then we'll just make sure we turn on the background and ready. Do I have access to that? No, it's just going to be background. Because I think maybe running that shader is taking up too much. Yeah, like this is already so much better. So it's like that shader was running constantly when we were in 2D. Okay, so we have it here. My thinking was that, and keep in mind, I'm just, sketching this out. We just want something to kind of begin to communicate. What is with, I need to figure out how to make this empty. There we go, that works. Because I like using that for my erasing. So this might, we just kind of start smoothing these edges. Kind of looks like my menu. And maybe we squeeze that in a bit. So I'm going to bring it to like, maybe right in the middle of that grid. Something like that. Although it messed up my edges. So we just got to go in and manually do that. Let me start like, maybe, hinting at something here. And I think the next one is going to be like, kind of, I'm going to get some of these going. Actually, I could probably run, we could make a particle system. And then I'm going to kind of what we're going to do is squash this. I want to make sure I'm only highlighting. So I want one over. Oh, whatever. No, I want it to be right. Don't want to half-ass it. Okay, so we're going to bring it, I think, all the way in now to that one grid. And maybe we'll bump, this out a bit. And it's going to be a little bit difficult to match that, but I think we did like that, right? Or no, we've just got two. I might have it be like that. So this one's kind of off a bit, which I like. I think we want to start, working in the asymmetry, because everything, like the effect is kind of colliding, and then maybe, yeah, there's like, some pieces that are showing through, and right, maybe that's not perfect, and we get more of these going. So let's see. All right, and make a new one. So now I think this is going to be like, really falling apart. And maybe we gotta like move these guys. So this is kind of cool because we're like following the movement of these pixels here. And I think we'll add new ones as well. They could even be, the one thing I can't believe I wasn't even thinking about was adding different colors, but I kind of like how minimal it is, and so maybe there's just like a few extras that come out, and maybe right like this. We can save that. So we do that, and then we probably need a couple more to kind of just like start fading it out, and maybe this is just like this really just becomes like that. And I think, yeah, we gotta move all of these out even more. Some start to leave the screen, and it's kind of going like that. I really like this part of making games, but it's I have to be kind of in the mood for it, because it's not the easiest thing. You really have to be thinking about it. Like, that's pretty good. We can play it, right? We might need some in-between frames here. And then the last frame, I think it's just going to be, I was going to erase everything, but I don't think that's the answer. We're just going to kind of like come in here and really fizzle it out, right? And then maybe even these start to like come down a bit, but maybe those just go off the screen. And I kind of forgot about how much space we have over here. So definitely we want to speed up. I mean, I'm gonna have to do this in an animation player anyway, but I'm thinking like we speed up there, and then so these are maybe 100 milliseconds. And then we probably want to like, I don't know, maybe even those two. And then here we slow down, and maybe there's like an extra delay there. Maybe even more. That's a little bit too much. I need to see if there's a way I can just transfer this in. Oops. Oops. What do I want to do? Speed these up more. Let's see what that looks like. I don't know. I don't think I like that. Now, do I have to go through and do these? No, these look good. This is almost, this is a little too epic. I almost want, like here, we need, I'm going to have to play with the movement here. If we do like this, and make this really, really short, let's see what that looks like. See, it kind of pauses on there, and then there's like a psh. I need to see, can we import a sprite animation? It's like one or more. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Although it's for Godot 4. Because that's really what we want, because we already have the frame timing. Oh, that's nice. All right, yeah, we want to get this. Let's watch this video. I think for now I can turn on display audio or audio output capture. Okay, so audio, yeah, we're not getting. I think it's from my headphones. So if we play
Snow on the ground. I did a video about the new Sprite importer for Unity. Well, today I'm going to do the exact same thing, but instead showing you for the Godot game engine. Now, if you've never heard of it before, Sprite or Sprite or Pirate, I'm not entirely certain how it's pronounced, is one of the coolest indie graphic editors out there. It's a really cool project. A lot of people use it for their pixel art work. You can see it in action over here. This is the actual sample we're using. By the
I'd better put a note on the stream. I think it's this one. Researching how to import a sprite back to. Just put that down there. Oh. You know what? Let's delete that one. Yes, we're just going to repurpose this. And so it's going to be research. All right, so we just. That's good. Jeez, why is this? This is not intuitive. All right, so I just want to check. Let's see if that shows up on the stream real quick. What do we have to do? Let's take a look. Plus, I can check messages in case we got any. Jeez, why is this? This is not okay. Intuitive. That's funny. I can hear myself on a delay. All right, back to
By the way,
video.
this sample came from the Phaser project, not my creation. But as you can see, full-blown pixel editing with a
Whoa! Wait, what? Whoa! Holy crap!
a fixed palette. Also, you've got full animation in here, etc. Well, the cool thing here is you can actually export this out as an ASE file, and there is full ASE support in the Godot game engine. We're going to show how you can use Sprite in those engines. Now, the cool thing about Sprite also is you can grab it completely for free if you're willing to build it from source. And you can also buy it. There's a trial version as well. If you do want to buy it, by the way, top tip, buy it from Humble. Instead of buying it from Steam, it's actually slightly cheaper on Humble. It's like a $20 purchase. So I think that's about $17 USD.
That's illegal.
But if you buy it on Humble Bundle, you actually get a free DRM version and a Steam redeem key. So you get not only the Steam.
Last I checked, you can't offer your application or game for less money outside of Steam if you sell it on Steam. But you know, I don't care. I'm not going to report them. You know, more power to them.
Steam version, but a DRM free version. So I will have that link down below. So if you want to go ahead and buy this guy.
I was more so just saying that for you guys because, like, if you're making games, yeah, it's something that's important to know.
Highly recommend using Humble. Plus, if you use my link, I get a bit of a kickback, and I appreciate that. By the way, you can also build a sprite from source code and do it yourself if you want to save some money. If you've got enough, okay. Version 3.
Yes, Pirate.
Again,
really?
let's put this. Alrighty, onto the again. Let's put this in a.
Let me just make this a little more prominent, you know.
Folder where all things go, of course, which would of course be c:/temp. Not using to show you this from the beginning to end because there's a part here that is get the into the asset importer up here, and you're going to see that you've got a number of different importers. This one is kind of neat because it actually brings it in as a sprite sheet. So once you've imported all of the various different pieces from the ASE file, you can actually go ahead and delete this guy. But the one I like the best is also the newest one. This guy right here. Just go ahead and add that to your project. So once that is done, install, and now you are ready to go. But there is 2 more steps left. First, go up to project settings, head on over to the plugins category. One last thing we need to turn on the advanced settings over here. This is what tripped me up because there's no documentation telling you to do this. Search for a sprite like so, find the sprite importer section, and now what you're going to want to do is find the location where you installed sprite, the exe. So in my case, it's the default sprite right here.
Okay. We're going to come back to that video. Let me close some of these. We can keep those open for now. Let's see if we can just find it in the asset library. I think not. We can do it in game. I think it's here. Let's go like, where is it? Editor, layout, manager, editor, features. We have to turn that on. It's going to look a little bit different from his because I think he's in Godot 4. Let's check them all out real quick. We'll give a little look. Spreadsheet. That's good. Guess this sounds pretty feature packed. What do we have here? Godot engine import. Could they pick a creepier animation? Sprite frames. What's the difference here? Spectre docs. That's important. Oh yeah. There's That's pretty cool. I was already doing something like that, but I was doing it manually. Oops. I accidentally, yeah, we want that. 2D tools. I think I want to try this one. Let's see what the files look like. Because I want to see how heavy it might be. This looks pretty good. I like all the features. Pretty recently updated. Let's give it a shot. Holy cow. Add-ons. That's fine. Let's give it. Alright, that worked. So with good project settings, I think, and then plugins, we have to enable it. There's also, he was saying, you have to go into, is it in there? I might have to double check where he went. It'd probably tell us in here. Oh, so we did that. Version. Use that. Editor settings. Okay. No, not shortcuts. What does that need to be? Path to. Okay, so I'm going to turn off my audio output on there, and I also have to hide this. Yeah. So I will be. I'll still have audio on, but I have to go through my folders. I don't really want to do all that in front of you guys. So I don't even know where I have a sprite. Let's see. That's wrong. I have it. Oh, that's why. Oh, this might not work. So I've got Libri. Libri Sprite. We'll give it a shot. And what is it called? Libri Sprite. All right, so we'll give that a shot. I have a feeling it's not going to work though. All right, so we can put that back on. And any file saved in the project will be automatically converted to the chosen resource. Open the wizard doc. Create a sprite or texture. Okay, let's try this. See if we can get it to work. And you know what, we'll just do it right in battle. And so what does it want? A sprite? A sprite in the bottom part. Alright, so we're not even getting that. You know what? This is a little too complicated for me right now. So I think I'm just going to manually do these effects. And we're going to do, it's going to be what? Has to be 2D. We need an animation player, I think. Can I do this with animated sprite? Let's see. Let me take a look. What? Oh, we have to open those. So I'm just gonna do this to test it. We have 1 and 1. Alright, can you update? That'd be great. So no, you can't set the frames there, so we're gonna need an animation player. I think this will be, actually this can be a texture rect now. It's going to be called full screen effects. And let's go there, root node, that looks good. And new, call this fire. So what do we need? Yeah, I'm not really a fan of these plugins. It's just like I'm actually gonna go and just get rid of it. So that's not what I want. I've had them mess up my game before, and so I'm kind of hesitant to use hesitant to use them. We'll do that. I think we're gonna do delete add-on. Okay. Bye-bye. Hopefully nothing breaks. That's good. Debugger. Now I'm gonna reload. And let me make sure I have all this right. Yeah, we can turn off the text. That's not what I want. I wanted to rename this. Just hide that. Alright, we don't want that on. Audio output, but we want the mic. Okay. So back to full screen effects. We want to make this full rect. I think center. That's fine for now. So step 1. Interesting. See, we can probably, let's take a look at that JSON. I have a feeling that's going to be all we need to get the frame data. I don't want to open that in Visual Studio. What the fart? If I had known that's what that was, I wouldn't have done that. I'm going to open this with another app. Edit in. Just do Notepad regular. Here we go. That's the data we need. Effect fire 1. Okay, so each frame, right? It's just, that's frame 0, 1. Beautiful. So I can, maybe one day we'll write our own plugin for that. Because those plugins, I've tried multiple plugins, not for Sprite, but other things, they always have issues. And there's so much code, there's so many people contributing, and there's not enough oversight. And now I'm not saying, that you should totally avoid them. I'm just speaking from my personal experience. When you go and grab a plugin, you don't really know exactly what you're going to get. And you're kind of like depending on that plugin to not trash your project. So, hopefully nothing happened there. And that's why I need to do backups. So we can parse this data. I wonder if I can just drag, open JSON file. What is this file saved as? See, I've messed with JSON. Is it saved as like .json? I guess so, if it's a JSON file. Maybe we're getting a little bit too complicated right now. Let's get that art in here. Make a new folder. We're going to call it effects. And so we can drag effect fire. And just to show you what's going on here. Right, from left to right, you can see the effect, and it kind of looks pretty cool. It really communicates what's happening in that. Although I just realized that white flash probably needs to be full screen. So we have that. What's a good way to handle this? I guess an atlas texture. And so I think the plan here is that, let me set the region first. It's going to be, we do full width, and then we do half height. Or no, I did that backwards. It needs to be over here. And the region will be 0, 0. That's going to be our first frame. And then once we load this in, you'll see, right? And then we can change. So we advance the frame, which reminds me, I already have a sprite sheet animation. Somewhere. Did I put it in utility or something? Yeah, so let's get this open. I think we just need to put one of these in, because then we just do an export var, or we grab the frame size from the texture. Yeah. So I'll have to modify sprite sheet animation. This is going to be sprite sheet animation now. And what we'll do, I don't think we need it to be a tool. That never worked out. And actually, we're going to do, we don't need facing. You know what? No. We're just going to erase that. I'm going to copy this and use what I need from it. Let me see what we have going on. I need to see the scene for that. Yeah, frame advance. We're going to have to copy that idea. But so full screen effects, you're getting your own. And we're going to do full screen. It's just easier sometimes to not worry about inheritance and just make the thing, remake it. Like, who cares? So we're not going to have character index. We might have, no, we don't need it, because they're all going to have their own sprite sheet. We don't need facing, separation, frames times X. I don't think we need that. Frame size, we're going to get that from the sheet that we put in, .0. frame max. I'm gonna get that from the frame. Frame current is 0. Buffer. I don't think we need a buffer. Set texture region position. 1 frame advance. We do need that. It's just going to be different. Buffer equals 0. Frame else separation. It's going to be otherwise. We're just going to put this in. It's going to be frame times frame size. And texture region position equals, I think there's always going to be horizontal. So we're only going to be changing the X. This is going to be frame size dot X times frame. So we can get rid of that. Times equals, or no, dot X equals frame size dot X times frame. Right, so if we're on 0 frame, our X is going to be at frame current, really? Can I just call it frame? Let's just do that in here. Yeah, and then the frame current is going to be that. We're wrapping the frames here on. We're going to do function set animation. It's going to be text animation frame. And so we're going to have already bar. I really like making new things like this. For some reason, they're just really fun. Animation player. I'm a little chilly. I might need to get a sweater. Do I have one? Got cold. Oh. Here it's going to be animation. Oops. Animation.play. Name. And when we do that, animation player, you know what? We have to set your texture. So how do I want to handle that? Do I want a dictionary? Just thinking for a second. Yeah, I don't mind that. It's going to be a dictionary. There's going to be a bunch of these. And so we're just going to manually. Yeah. Does that not work? Const effects, dictionary. What's wrong with my formatting? What am I not seeing? Oh, this has to be over top of. Let me see that. Does that? Yeah, it's always got to be above that. Don't want that. That's good. Okay. Why? What am I missing? Effects dictionary equal. Oh, there's no Call it fire. So unexpected assign. Oh yeah. Does that work? So we don't need facing. Get rid of that. We don't need this. Frame advance is just doing that. So when we set the animation, we're going to play that, but we also need to do frame max equals, no, frame size equals x animation dot, let's do this. X equals do this dot is it region dot size, and so what we're doing there is we're grabbing this, right, region size, and I mean really I think we just need frame no, we can use the whole thing, that's fine, because this is centered, so that's good, yeah. So we get frame size, and then frame max is going to equal effect texture dot size, get size dot x divided by frame size dot x. Right, so we're seeing how many frames are in that. So it should give us frame max. It might need to be -1. I'll just put that for later. So we call set animation. We're going to do function ready for some debugging. Set animation fire. And so the key here is that this always has to line up with that. Okay. So set animation fire. Ooh, you know what we can do? Fire. Do something like this. We do texture equals that, and then we do. First off, we need to close that like that. What will the other one be? Oh, frames durations. Okay, and then that will be an array. And in there, we'll automatically load in from that JSON. Okay, but for now, actually, we won't even need the animation player. I don't think. So if we use that, connect that guy. Like, let's just do 0.1. And you're going to be one shot, I think. Advance. One shot auto start. So if we set animation fire, I think we're going to do texture equals. Let's just see what happens when we run that. It's because we did that, so we need texture. That's what we don't want one shot on you. Okay. So when we advance the frame, let's print, let's see what's happening. So it's not advancing. Frame max equals that effect texture divided by frame size. So what we need to do is print frame size. Let's see why it's not working. 320 and 90, that's fine. We want to print effect texture, get size. Get width. Let's just try that. Get width. And turn that off for now. Really? I can't get the whole. Maybe I have to do top. Stock it with. Atlas. Okay. I think, yeah, if we put that in for there, that makes sense. Yeah. Looks pretty cool. So we want to make sure that this is centered again. So we'll do full rect, and we're going to do, oops, center. I wanted that. Let's run it again. Okay, so we maybe need keep centered. Try it again. There we go. Pretty cool. So the next step will be importing the that JSON data for the frames. Man, this is getting me excited. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Oh, that's so cool. But I think it's time for me to take a break. It's a good time for that. How long? We've been going about 2 hours. So we will, let me get rid of that asset lib. Let's make notes. So automatically import JSON frames duration data for all effects. I think I could have a folder for these JSONs. Loop through like we do with items using the directory functions, and make arrays of these durations that full screen effects can use in its data. So once we get all of those frame durations, which I think I still have open. So right, like I'll put every JSON for these effects into a folder, and we'll just loop through. I don't need that. And then we just loop through every file for, that's JSON, and we go through all of these dictionaries and just grab the durations. And so it'll be like, that'll be index 0 in the duration array, index 1, 2, and so on. And if we go back here, that's what will get put in here. And so that won't be a constant, I don't think. I think actually, yeah, you can change the array because that's just a reference. But we probably want to make this effect data its own class. And so we'll go from there. Before I go, I'll just run it again. And keep in mind, this is with a static frame duration. It's not like an A sprite where we had that kind of pause frame. Which I don't know why. It seems like it skips the white frame sometimes. Yeah, like it's getting. That's all right. I don't know. I almost like it consistent, like how it runs in game. Maybe it's just because it runs smoother than the A sprite. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think a little pause would be nice. And then that screen flash, we probably want to emit a signal and like have it communicate with the full screen, like the screen flash. Should FS effects emit signal to full screen or screen flash? All right, and I'll highlight that. Wait. Okay. We're gonna this. Yeah, this is where I want to be. Do this, and then do that, just so we know it's all together. But I think this is top priority, right? Because we have to get that frame data, or there are other ways of doing it. Like you can just duplicate. You could have them all be the same duration, but like you duplicate that frame once or twice. It's less efficient, right? Because that's like every frame is taking up more of your texture sheet. Which reminds me, I wonder if we're going to cause any issues because these are so wide. Like this is 3,520. I need to look at like max texture size. Okay, we're fine. We're not going to hit that. But if we have really long, actually, since these are so wide, I think we need to animate these or export it vertically. That would be better. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. There you have it. All right. Thanks for watching. If you're here, let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.